would your walking instrument be, Jasmine?
Mine?
Yeah.
What's your spiritual instrument? What do you...
I'm thinking, yeah, maybe.
I feel like it's
Patronus.
if I may.
Yeah, please.
I feel like it's a stringed
I was
instrument
thinking
that you bow specifically.
I was thinking bow.
Yeah.
I was thinking
I don't know which one.
cello.
Yes, I think cello. It might be
I was
it.
thinking cello.
The most noble of the strings.
Yeah.
Or viola, like one of not a stand-up bass,
yeah.
not a tiny violin, but one of the medium-sized bowed.
I don't know. I think you're more front row too, because the violas are like in the middle back,
Are they?
and then the sides is like a violin and cello.
Sure.
And the bass is standing up at the back.
They are really the stars. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. I'm gonna hold on to that. That'll get me.
First cello.
Wow, that's amazing. What do you all identify as?
I think I'm probably
Took you
I'm
so long to
probably,
ask.
like synthesizer. You know, like an 80s synthesizer. I'm
Yeah.
like kind of techie.
I could see 80s synthesizer.
Yeah.
Pretty gay. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I like that. What do you
Some of
think?
this is good. I mean, my first thought was like the electric keyboard that has like the demo song button.
Yeah, that's what you think you are?
Yeah, that like plays the same.
I thought maybe
that or like the Dick Van Dyke Mary Poppins machine. You know, like the boom 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 boom.
Either way, you're like fun out of the box.
That's what I thought percussion.
Okay,
The person who can do it all, sort of,
Yeah.
like all of a sudden they
But,
come
like,
out
not-
with like teeny
yeah.
tiny cymbals.
Marimba.
Marimba.
It's percussion and it's melodic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't like it?
It's so I love marimba. Thank you for saying marimba.
You don't like
Honoring
it?
marimba. But you do have to like read. It is like you got to read music, and it's. I feel like I got to wear more tie dye for marimba. No flip flops.
You're sort of a stoner.
I do. Yeah, I do. I was wearing tie dye earlier today.
You have to do it more.
Yeah, I think percussion. Yeah.
Percussions. Nailed it.
Your shirt even says Marota.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's almost marimba.
Wow.
Mariota, not Marota.
Wow. It's all coming together.
Coming together.
Finally.
Says the cello in the room.
Yeah. The first chair cello.
This is Premeditated, the podcast investigating society's unwritten laws and the heinous ways they're broken.
True crime, low stakes.
I'm Neil,
I'm Graham.
and this is Premeditated.
America, it's premeditated. We're back after some time, and we're just catching up here with Jasmine Elist.
Professional cellist.
Professional cellist in that I don't cello, but in that I embody a cello,
Perfect.
which is all I found.
You could body a cello too, just like really. I could really see you
like-
playing it very well. Like you know how
yeah,
like
I've
you
always
know the
wanted to
use they like
be-
you just like bodied that beat. Like,
Yeah,
rapper,
I
like,
do
you could-
love the way people of the stringed instruments use their bodies.
They do kind of because it's between your legs. Yeah, you gotta. It's
Yeah, and the
it's hugging
violinists too. They're they're using
body.
upper.
Yeah.
And most of these DJs are they're just tapping on a little keyboard.
Yeah.
So I have heard a rumor about your email etiquette.
Oh, actually, I've heard same rumor.
Gosh, it's spreading already.
Yeah, we learned about it through an email actually.
Whoa. Okay. Wow, it's out of control. Yeah, it's true. The rumor is true. I have a general tendency of being very cushiony with my emails. I do a lot of please and just and if you would, maybe could you I'm so sorry in advance.
Yeah.
Do you want
I exist and it's bad of me.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna make myself
Same.
really, really small,
Yeah.
and then maybe we can have a Zoom. And you know what? This week I decided
No more.
no more,
No more just.
no more making myself
This
small.
is just it.
So you're
I
going to
would
give
love-
up 2 whole stars in order to experiment with your email tone.
Yeah, it's funny. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, did I have less etiquette or did I just take up more space?
Wow.
Isn't that always the question?
It is. That is a tough line to bounce on.
So I need an example of how what's new in the email.
Okay, well, I've removed a lot of the words that I tend to use. I've removed a lot of the exclamation marks that I tend
So you're
to
being
use.
extra concise.
Yes, and instead of having an energy of you're doing me a favor and please won't you please please please. I'm trying to bring in more of an energy of like, I'm a
this is what it
cellist.
is.
I can play cello.
I have a need. Here's what I want.
I can do stuff.
Okay. I don't know that. I mean, I didn't read the email. It wasn't to me. So let's just get that out of the way. This email was not to me.
Let's be very clear about that.
No proofreading was done by the premeditated staff.
Let's be very clear.
But I don't know that would constitute 2 whole stars.
I know, you're right. I think it's just a discomfort.
Okay.
A self-discomfort. So have the replies back to you been like,
Totally normal.
Okay. Have they had like are they cushioning?
No, they're not cushioning. It's funny. I think this is in my own brain thing where I'm like, if I'm not being so cushiony, is that rude? But it's not rude. It's just direct. That's why I brought you all here.
Listen, and these are the rules that we help to give to our listeners so that they can be more direct with their emails. This is a perfect example.
I feel clearer now that, Then you know where that takes me? I think I'm at a 5-star.
We've gotten them back.
Yeah.
We got the stars back.
Get you right back up there.
Thank you. Where do you think your etiquette was this week?
You know,
I think it was pretty dang good. I can't think of anything. Usually, here's my thing is that I start at a 5 and then like faux pas bring me down.
That's
Right?
That's
my standard.
I think I'm a little more, and maybe you're this way. Is like I put myself at like a 3.5, 4, and then I have to earn it.
Earn it. Yeah.
It's just you know, like pats on the back or demerits. It's just you can only go up or down, which is so
Yours is healthier. We're
Thank
gonna
you.
try yours.
Yeah, we're gonna try yours.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna try
try
5
it.
stars. No, I haven't really had many instances. I feel like you, I've been cushioning emails.
Yeah.
There was a few so I walk a dog. I have a dog that I walk. And so like there's like I'll like pass by neighbors and stop. Like we'll stop for a bit. And I never know if I'm like doing too much convo or it's just like a good morning is fine.
Totally.
Or if I just like we both stare at the ground until our dogs finish.
Let them do their
sniffing
things.
their hellos. Because it's like am I doing them? Am I holding them up by just letting our dogs sniff, or should I be filling the time with playful banter and questions about their day and how's the job going and all that?
That's how you build a community.
That is, but there's a I feel a difference between the buyers and the renters. Because a lot of people in my neighborhood have been there for 20 years and are like, this is our like rent control community and that's so and so down the street and they like to park their SUV this way. And then like I come in and I'm like I feel like renting, you're just like I've moved every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, you're like, I can't get attached to you.
Yeah. I'm going to leave at some point.
Right,
Like,
right.
it's hard.
Never think about you again.
Yeah.
I mean, I will. I'll think about some of the bad ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got bit by a
I'll
neighbor's
only-
dog one time.
Oh.
His name was Chili.
He was not chill.
And was
No.
the bite spicy?
It was directly on my butt
Does
cheek.
anybody want
That's an
that?
obvious question.
Was the bite spicy?
Was the bite spicy?
Speaking of spicy, you have a spicy, contentious court case for us.
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I do.
Yes, deep in. Yes.
Should-
Is it? Do we need to center our breaths too for the case?
Yeah, let's take a deep breath, all of us.
Okay.
Okay.
This is good radio.
Yeah. Okay. I feel readier now.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
so
we've had that nice case. Oh, I see you have a leather dossier
well,
there.
I only travel with leather dossier.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
perfect.
It's the only way to travel.
Do you keep pens and business cards in there, or do you keep it kind of just fresh and blank?
I keep it blank because it helps my mind stay blank.
Right.
We always
Which is
carry a
important.
blank portfolio with us just in case we do something great.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to look at a blank canvas.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes, what is thinking without no thoughts? You know?
Exactly. And,
meditation.
And that, I believe Thoreau said, probably.
Justin. He is really quite poetic.
So with this case,
Yeah.
is this something that would happen like only between people that like deeply know each other, or is this something that like happens across society, stranger to stranger?
This is something that happens stranger to stranger.
Ooh,
Yeah.
dangerous. So we all need to watch out.
Everybody needs to watch out at a lot.
A lot of the time.
At a lot of the time.
Keep your head on a swivel.
If you don't want to deal with this, you stay home.
If you don't want to deal with this, stay home.
Yeah,
I can say that.
Okay, so this is something that we us three have all experienced, probably, for sure.
For sure.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, good to know.
For sure.
Should we crack into it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Let's crack it open.
Oh, hey, do you mind holding the elevator door for me? Oh.
Got it.
Oh, you're holding it?
Yeah.
Why are you pushing closed door?
It's
Can you hold it?
I got it.
Okay, I'm in the elevator.
Okay.
It seemed like the two of you didn't want to hold the elevator door for me.
I'm not with him,
I'm not with him.
but
Yeah,
but
got
at the
that
same
from
at the
it.
same way, at the same time, I didn't press a button.
Yeah, because there's the hold door button, but you were pushing closed door, right?
You weren't supposed to see that. I'm sorry. I really try and keep my elevator companions to a minimum.
Okay.
Sorry. I glad you made it.
Well,
Yeah, no, now that you're here, you seem really nice.
yeah. Okay, Jeremy, Drew, we've been living in the same apartment building for 7 years.
Oh,
And
Jenny from 3B.
yeah, I'm from 3B.
Right.
You know what? I'm
not
just gonna pull an emergency stop on this elevator
Whoa.
because
I thought only firemen could use that.
no, because I've had enough, and I think we really need to hash this out right now.
Okay. Yeah, I was in a bit of a hurry, but I suppose
My girlfriend is coming over and she'll be here in like 5 minutes, and I really, really need to have at least wash my face because she thinks I'm disgusting already, and she'll break up with me if I stay this dirty all the time.
Okay.
Jeez.
But I'm a bike messenger. I get dirty at work.
Yeah, a lot of grease.
I mean, it's mostly like bugs flying in the face.
Oh.
I
I
get
was
my
thinking
teeth
grease from the
sometimes.
chain.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's speed it up.
Okay, let's hash it out.
Okay.
Yeah, so like
You want to get on the elevator?
yeah, I've been wanting to get on some elevators where the doors have been closing, right?
Mm.
A moment after. And the two of you actually have very noticeable features, so I know that it's the two of you. You're always wearing the famous clown shoes that you have.
Mhm.
Yeah, those
And-
are 3 sizes too big. I don't even understand how it's comfortable to walk in those.
It's really, I get a lot of leverage when I'm on my bike.
Okay, and that makes sense.
I bike with my toes just on
Sure.
the front, and then I
It's-
can go really fast.
Okay.
So the clown shoes are utility. They're not just because I'm also very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's
and
silly.
you have the audible bangles that you wear all that's just stacked. So I know it's
my
the
bands.
Yeah.
My truth bands.
Yeah. So I know it's the two of you. I know you're
Yeah.
shutting me out. Is there a reason why you don't want me to be in the elevator with you?
Can I get personal with you?
Sure.
I figure since the
I would
elevator
love.
stopped,
Yeah.
I just don't know what those arrows are doing on those buttons.
Oh, is that it?
Because like you have the 2 triangles and 2 point each other, and then 2 are standing back to back, and it's like, are the triangles the doors?
Okay.
And which direction are they going? And so it's. Well, I know that my bangles might tell you that I don't care about you and I don't want you on my elevator, but
yeah.
really I'm just confused.
Okay. See,
I
I
am-
didn't know that. And
I
are
do
you
believe that you're confused, but I'm definitely not confused.
Oh, so you're not confused.
I just, like, as I said before, I want to keep my elevator companions to a minimum.
And
Right.
why
I'm-
is that?
And I'm in that circle. This is we
Right. Well, the two of you travel everywhere. You're on the back
Mhm.
seat of his bike.
yeah we bond together because everybody can hear when we're coming. Me with the bangles and him with the clown shoes. That squeak.
Sure.
Squeaky, squeaky.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And I just want to say that, like, the elevator is really kind of a sacred space for me. And it reminds me that we are animals. It feels like a little bit like a cage. And like the fewer strangers. I know you're not a stranger. You're from Jenny from 3B.
Yeah, I mean, I did invite you to my wedding last year, and I didn't get an RSVP
Oh, how
card.
was
back.
that?
Yeah,
Was it nice?
it was nice.
Still
Okay.
together?
Yeah,
Interesting.
In a-
is
still
that
a-
interesting?
It just seems you like have a problem with being shut out of things. So
Yeah, is it weird that I like to be let in?
I mean, I suppose, an open door is an open Doorway.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's one of my Bengals says that.
Oh, okay. Did you get that at a festival?
Yes.
Which one?
You haven't heard of it.
Try me.
Swarma.
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 It's when the mosquitoes rise to a mountain altitude and there's just swarms of them.
And you
It's
go
a
to be with
festival.
them?
Yeah, drum and bass.
Oh, wow. You're right. I haven't heard of that.
Well,
You're right.
It's
You're
in the
right.
mountains.
I haven't heard of that. You know what? I'm gonna be straightforward because that's what we're doing in this elevator right
Yeah,
now.
sure, yeah.
We've
and
learned to be
anytime you want to pull that fire stop,
No,
I'm
it's,
sure people outside are worrying about us.
that's okay. That's okay. I'm sending them thoughts and prayers.
Okay.
Okay, you I trust. And I think that your intentions are great and you've just accidentally left me out.
I'm just adding
Now
confusion.
you,
Mm.
I don't trust you from a mile away.
You are standing on my clown shoes.
Yeah, that's right.
Pointing in my face.
I'm not. Hey, give me that bow tie that squirts out water. Give
I'm
me
not a
that
clown,
bow
I'm
tie
not a
that's.
man.
Hey, squeak, squeak your nose.
Oh boy. Whoa! So
Uh-oh.
someone couldn't get on an elevator.
I think I know what's in that portfolio.
I think I know
dossier.
what's in that
Mhm.
portfolio dossier. I'll take a gander at it. Is it? See, in the scene, we made an effort to close the. So is
Yeah.
it just not holding the elevator door? I think it's simple as that,
I think it might be as simple
or
as that.
pretending to hold the elevator door, because that's like a different level
Ooh.
of diabolicalism, which
I-
I've done. I've for sure.
Oh no.
People
Yeah.
think-
Just like yeah. Well, okay. I
Wait.
think in that folder is holding the elevator door. I think that's what's going to be in that in the folder.
Mhm.
And so I think do you agree?
Yes, and I also like to point out all of our privilege for having ridden an elevator before, because not everybody has done that.
Not everyone
So
has done it.
it's-
Some like our ancestors didn't do it almost ever.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Our ancestors didn't ride the elevators.
Almost ever.
Back then, there was only 3 floors, and it was all stairs.
Right. You had to be like a Night's Watch in order to ride an
Ooh.
elevator. And
Oh, I would kill to be a Night's Watch.
yeah, totally.
I think you have to actually kill to be a Night's Watch.
Okay. Would you care to open up the folder and show us what's inside?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't care. I
You
will
don't-
do that.
Okay.
if you wouldn't mind just opening up the dossier. I was cushioning for you.
I don't
I
mind.
was trying to speak your language.
Okay.
I don't mind,
Okay, good.
but I should hold it out.
Yeah. What does it say? Will you read it for us?
Mr. Rogers style.
Not holding the elevator door.
There it is.
Wow.
Not holding the elevator door.
Not holding the elevator door.
Impressive all caps penmanship.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to be clear for the viewers.
Yeah.
It's
All
absolutely
your O's are
clear,
the same
yeah.
size too. That's pretty good.
Okay, so let's get into this.
Okay, let's get into
So
this.
what prompted this from you? Do you have like a lot of experience not holding the elevator door? Do people close the door on you a lot?
I live in a building.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably like 15 units in my building.
Okay.
And so, we all sort of know each other, but like there's like an amount of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I really struggle with either trying to time my entrances into elevators to make sure that I don't have to share it to have small talk conversation. Because small talk conversation is hard for me.
It's
Yeah,
difficult.
it's can be pretty unpleasant.
Yeah.
So you're on the outside,
Yes. And so
not wanting to get in.
So when you
yeah, I will sometimes
Ooh.
let people go
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
and make my wait a
Uh-huh.
bit
You
longer.
just like hang back around the corner so they don't see.
Yeah,
your
or
feet
like if
coming.
I'm coming from the garage, I'll like
walk slowly.
or just like stay in the car and do the crossword puzzle for a little bit. Is that wild?
That is crazy.
You're calling a woman?
I hashtag believe women, but like that is And hashtag gaslight women, I guess. You're crazy.
Oh my, we're gavel,
I
gavel,
love it.
gavel, 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 gavel,
Okay.
gavel.
Tell me more about these feelings that you're having, where it's like, what's wrong with being in an elevator with somebody?
I have an amount of social anxiety.
Okay.
And by an amount, I mean a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And may I be so bold?
Yeah.
I'm an ally.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for standing in solidarity.
I've occupied myself with a mini crossword to avoid a hello.
I'm a bit of an antagonist.
Not
actually.
necessarily the elevator. I think because, especially a home elevator, I just want to get home.
You want to get home. I
But
understand.
But I think that it is difficult that it's your immediate neighbors. So like I feel a certain amount of like, I have to give them the time of day.
Also, let me provide some context.
Okay.
My elevator doors close very slowly. So if I were to get into the elevator with them, it wouldn't just be a like zip boop bop.
Yeah.
It would be like, so, what? Yeah. Do you have a good night? Yeah. Oh no, I haven't been to that restaurant. Was it good?
How many floors are we talking?
3.
3, but
And then
like dingy elevator. So like we're talking
it's
like
slow. Was it? I
Floor
gotta
1.
go there, and then like when you run out of questions, then I'm like pretending
Doing
to
the
like,
crossword.
or like or like pretending to find my key, rummaging. Oh, here it is. Let me find the key. Okay. Have a good night.
sorting through your janitor's
Let me-
key ring.
Let me see which key it is. Oh, here it is. Are we over?
I'm ready for the door.
Let me try again. No, I dropped the keys on the floor. Like,
It's just having something to do with your hands.
Oh no,
Yeah.
dropping your keys on the floor in an elevator would be horrible because like what if they go too close to the other person, then
I
like you
know.
both bend down, but then they feel obligated to bend down.
I
It's close to them,
know.
they have to pick it up.
I
You both
know.
are clonking heads. And
I know. You're telling me?
I'm leaning towards crossword. I mean, if you are gonna tell me I can either do a miniature 5-letter or whatever the mini crossword is,
Yeah.
feel smart about myself
Sit in your car.
for 29
Put
minutes,
the seat
27 seconds.
warmer.
Yeah. Or bonk heads with
Bonk heads
Jenny.
with your neighbor? What are you gonna pick?
I think that I like couldn't disagree with you more. Maybe I'm a monster.
Maybe you've lived in a
I'm
townhome
like
for too
starting to think
long.
I might be a monster because
You want to bonk heads?
well, like
I
so
like
Elevators
bonk
close
your
at words,
heads.
but I also still feel the obligation to say hello to my neighbors in the street. Like even across the street, I'm like,
That's fine.
hello.
That feels better than being in an enclosed
Right.
environment.
Because that's
like
just
that.
hello, hi, ha
Yeah.
sunny, whatever it is, whatever the weather's doing, you say that.
Yeah. Tell me why you couldn't agree less.
So do you talk in an elevator or do you just let the loud silence seep?
I use it as an opportunity to make a friend.
That's
Oh.
disgusting.
I'm like, we are trapped in
Meet
here.
a friend.
It's my perfect situation.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Where I'm like,
Were you
okay,
Pee-wee Herman?
I have maybe I
And what's
maybe
your
I'm just, like,
name?
maybe I don't know, but like so I remember when I started college, I was so nervous because I
Yeah.
didn't have any friends at college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was an elevator.
Probably pretty popular. That was not.
There was an elevator in the engineering building.
You just go up and down.
Well, like literally, I would have Laffy Taffies in my pocket,
Oh,
so I could tell them a Laffy Taffy joke.
Unbelievable.
Are you kidding me?
So I would wait for someone to get on.
are you?
Would you read
kidding
it
me?
off? I didn't know this about. Would you read it off the wrapper?
Yeah. I would
Oh
read it off
my
the wrapper
God.
And I would make
So
it
you
very
wait for someone to come in so that you could be like, did you know that ducks fly in synchronized harmonies when they're menstruating or whatever?
Waiting for the punchline.
Oh, it's supposed to be a joke.
It's supposed to be. It's like the worst jokes you've ever heard.
Demonstrating was the joke.
Is like Laffy Taffies. But they would sell Laffy Taffies, and I would always just like have a few in my pocket,
Pocket
just in
Laffy
case I was in the
Taffies?
elevator with someone. And then like they weren't funny. Don't get me wrong. I'm socially
Yeah.
aware enough to know that they're not funny.
Okay. Good.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But the fact I was hoping that people would just be so endeared by the fact that I just happened to have a Laffy Taffy and
Yeah.
happened to just tell a stranger a joke
Yeah.
inside of an elevator, that they'd be just like, that's so kooky. That's so funny. That's
That-
what a bad joke. We could laugh about it for just a moment.
Let
and
me
then
ask
like
you this.
It's very zany. You're right. Yeah.
It's zany. It's zany. It's
Would
fine.
they come in and then you'd say, "Hey, do you want to hear a Laffy Taffy joke?"
I wouldn't.
Or would you pull the
There was
Laffy
no
Taffy?
consent. There was absolutely. It was a consentless
You would
interaction.
force
But would
the
you?
friendship
But
onto
no,
them.
that's a good question. Would you like kind of make a joke out of that it was a Laffy Taffy joke, or would you just pull it out and start reading it as if you were like, here's an anecdote?
I abandoned the strategy maybe a month in. You know,
Why is that?
because like
People didn't want a warm
it did
Laffy
not-
Taffy from your
Why is
pocket.
that? Why is that?
Hey, you want to
Give them
pre-soften
the
to
Laffy
Laffy Taffy?
He ate the Laffy
It
Taffy.
was my Laffy Taffy. I paid for it.
Oh, so you're
Yeah,
just reading
I
the
just
rap.
He
reading
was
the
just
joke.
reading it. They
Oh,
were,
I thought
they
you were
were in
like-
it for the entertainment, not the
Oh.
flavor.
I thought you were like Renaissance Festival minstrel, just being like, "Hell, I have got something for you," and then you hand them the candy.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Like I was a college student. I couldn't afford to give out my Laffy Taffy.
No, of course
Yeah,
not.
to eat
Those are for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a big part of my diet at the time.
Okay, so you weren't okay. So they would come in, but you wouldn't ask. Can I tell you a joke?
No,
This
no,
is a whole new
you,
case.
You just absolutely cold open the joke, and the silence was always deafening. So I did have to stop
Right.
because you'd expect that people would be like, "What a good faith opening to a interaction," but that's not how people react.
How were the majority of people reacting?
Just like
Yeah, it's not a bad faith opening. It's a faith opening. You're
people like looked terrified. Their eyes would get very wide. They would get they would make themselves as small as possible.
and you do this as a freshman in college.
Yes. And to be fair, I was an old freshman
Yeah.
because I didn't start
Yeah, you're
college
doing
right
Laffy
away.
Taffy bits
Yeah,
in the elevator.
Have you guys seen that old freshman in the elevator who's going around reading Laffy Taffy jokes to everybody?
Well, all my college student friends were like under 21, and I was the only one that was over 21, so I couldn't like take friends to bars.
You would literally.
I have to
learn-
read them Laffy Taffies in the elevators like the children they were.
This
You know what
honestly
I mean?
makes it better. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So you're like teaching the youth. Yeah, yeah.
So even with that experience, to this day, you still prefer to be enclosed in an elevator with somebody in silence.
Well, yeah, he's like Bane. He was born in the elevator in silence. So you were pushing the button. You were like, keep it open because I want to.
You wanted to keep it open.
I don't mind being in an elevator with other people at all.
Clearly.
But
I prefer
I
it.
don't like elevators. Actually, elevators themselves, the mechanics of them make me anxious. So I will always take the stairs.
Yeah, I'm kind of. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm more.
I don't like
Yeah.
the idea that there's like literally nothing below me. I'm afraid of heights, and it's like an imagined height, so it's not quite as bad.
No, it's a literal
but it
height,
is.
I think.
Yeah, it's literal,
In
but
most
like
cases.
you can't see it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Anyways,
And let me ask you this. Do you feel safer in an elevator alone or with another person,
With
or
another
does it?
person.
So
Hands
maybe
down.
for you, it's a feeling of
We go
safety,
down,
and
we
for
go
me, I
down.
feel less safe.
Because it's the trapped part.
The trapped, and also just like all of a sudden my anxiety is peaking just from social anxiety.
sure. I mean, it's not lost on me that I'm like a 6'1" white guy either. That like basically no one
Not
has
lost
ever
on
been
anyone.
threatening to me. So to be locked in an elevator with someone is like never going to be a threat to my physical safety.
Yeah.
Besides the literal.
That's
threat
where
of the
I'm
elevator
starting
falling.
from, and then I'm
But
going. Let's socialize from there.
Yes, but
But-
here. Sorry, I don't want to.
yeah,
No,
No,
approach
please.
the.
Okay, can I
Approach the
approach
bench,
my-
please.
If I walked into an elevator
Mhm.
and somebody read me a Laffy Taffy joke, I would enjoy that.
Yes.
What are you?
Yes!
I feel like you never get in that
Right?
elevator.
That
again.
I would enjoy because that would get rid of my like anxiety of like, what are we going to talk about? Do I have enough questions lined up? What like I'm like this person's taking care of me.
Yeah.
So someone-
we're breaking the ice.
Yeah, that's a good icebreaker. If
There we
I
go.
knew every time I'd walk into an elevator, somebody would ask me an
Like,
interesting question,
What's the
like,
dentist's favorite time of day?
yeah, exactly, or
Really?
not even a joke,
2:30.
just a
2:30.
just a fact. Like, did you know that like Himalayan salt can
Cure,
Easy.
cure the measles. What?
Easy.
yeah, it can help a headache. I don't know, whatever. If I knew that that is what I would receive every time I'd go in an elevator, I would be bolting out of my car to get in an elevator.
So I think your song.
Thank you. So,
But I
you need
think
to be in an elevator with me.
yeah, just in elevators with not, not
just
wheels.
some like young Weird Al with like a ukulele.
I need someone who's waiting for me with a Laffy Taffy.
just like flipping it.
They
just
play the finger symbols when you walk on.
Yeah, that's what I want. I need more. Yeah, I need more icebreaker games in my elevator.
So I think you want like the fortune teller from Big, the Tom Hanks movie. You want like a little like what would like an animatronic joke teller with that, because that would reduce the social part because you don't have to worry about them. Neil as a human.
Totally. No, but
or is it better that it's a human body bobbing and weaving?
I'm perfectly okay walking in to an elevator with a human person if they had a joke or a fun fact waiting for me.
Everybody loves it. See,
like
and I was really counting on the world having that attitude towards me.
Yeah.
And the world did not.
You know
I'm
what,
so
Neil?
sorry.
I think
University of St. Thomas.
I'm so sorry.
Freshman class of 2013.
If I was in an engineer elevator, you would have had the right audience.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, I would have appreciated you for the novelty for sure.
So
And I love you dearly.
thank you.
It's beautiful.
But that's
So-
crazy that you did that. It's so fun.
But I think at the end of the day, we've got to close the door button, hold the door button.
I'm not trying to be glib here, but I have the momentary like dyslexia of like which one's closed and which one's open.
It's interesting. I had never thought about it until you started describing it as like the arrows.
Because the play buttons that point to each other have to point to them. That's
to me. I
that's
always
the
thought
close.
that's closed.
Yeah.
But there's like they always put lines on either side of the arrows. So I'm like, is it going? I don't know. It's like
Are the doors open?
Like I've never had this like to make the L's. You know which one is the left.
What?
You know how like you know which one's your left hand. You make an L with your fingers.
Yeah.
You talk about this often.
Those are both
actually.
L's. I'm pretty sure.
This is J.
Left and Jeff.
Left and Jeff.
Well, Jasmine, you've been coached.
wow.
In the
This is how I know where I am.
Yeah. When you introduce yourself to somebody, you say "cello" and then you throw up a J.
That's me. I'm right here.
Right there.
Yeah, I think I'll try to. I'll make an effort to hit the door open button.
Yeah.
Like, because I'll also have like we've done this before. Like in a crosswalk, I'll make a little like like I'm doing the jog to get out of your way. Like you know you.
But it's fake.
No, it's faster. Like I'm pressing the button, but it's like I wouldn't be worried if they don't make it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
I'm not sticking a hand in between the
And
doors.
for
Actually, no, I probably do stick hands.
To hold?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's not that I'm going to close the door on somebody, but it's that if I can avoid for myself, I don't want to inconvenience someone else. I will inconvenience myself
Yes.
to avoid something that I'm afraid will be uncomfortable or
Egg on your face.
anxiety inducing.
Yeah.
I think that's very human.
That's my truth, y'all.
So we have one more thing to get through. I think I'm gonna have to recuse myself from the punishment part of this because I think that I think I'm on a different level or a different
Like a higher level? I think I'm
just a different one.
You can be you're
I might be a sociopath reading Laffy Taffies to people, or it might be making them.
No, I
calmer.
love
So
can't tell.
yeah, we try to like come up with like a punishment or a whatever, a penalty for people who don't hold open elevator doors. So maybe
And
Neil,
I
in
think
this
here's-
case, you're prosecuting minors for this case when
Whoa.
we're trying them as adults.
Oh,
Like you would
Maybe.
have a softer punishment for this, is what you're saying.
well, I think that the real crime, if we can identify one here, is
Okay.
you want the door to close, but somebody else already in the elevator with you is holding it for more people. I think that's maybe a worst case scenario.
Wait.
Is that
Okay, wait. I'm in the elevator with somebody else and they're holding the door
Yeah,
for more people
for
to
more
come
people
in?
to come in? It's against your will. So there's more people like, well, you're already in the elevator with someone.
Yeah, I feel like at
But
that
what
point,
are we saying? That is a crime if somebody does that?
I think that that to me that's like the clearest crime that could be committed.
See, in that case, if there's other people, it's
But
just, like,
don't
just
you
Noah's Ark. Just come on in.
Yeah,
Nobody-
for me, I'm like, we should be holding that door, right?
Okay, because three is maybe better than 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it's sort of like here's the question. How far away from the elevator does somebody have to be for it to be a
crime.
yeah, for it to be a crime? If somebody's like just getting if somebody's like just getting into the building and is like about to approach the elevator, if somebody's just
Yeah.
like, can we put them?
Yeah. I think
distance?
if you can see
them?
them from the inside of the elevator, I think you got it. You gotta reach an arm out and make an effort.
What if you can only see them at certain angles in the elevator?
just move to an angle where you don't see them anymore? Just slightly.
You're just around.
But like I think if you hear somebody coming in the door and you know that they're gonna be at the elevator doors in whatever 10 seconds.
Yeah, you hold
But
it.
you can't see them. Oh no, I think it's.
Oh,
just
you
like,
can't see them.
Just wait for the next one. Yeah.
If you can't see
If you know
them,
someone's coming, but like they're like they haven't called out yet. They're not
Totally.
like, hey, wait. It's just like, oh, no, don't ask, don't tell.
totally.
Okay.
Okay,
So
that feels fair.
But Neil's looking for a new joke audience, so you would if you know anybody's
Yeah.
gonna take the elevator.
I kind of just like live and let live. Ultimately, now I've kind of gotten the socializing in an elevator out of my system, and I'm kind of okay with both.
Yeah.
I'll hold it if they're obviously going to be able to make it,
Mm.
and I'll just
Let it
ignore
go.
it if I don't feel so compelled. But I don't think there's a hard and fast rule for me.
Yeah. Okay. We'll make it simple. Say we're the Jenny in the situation. We're the Jenny from 3B,
Okay.
and the criminals are what were their name? Eric and Jason. And,
Drew and Jeremy.
Drew and Jeremy. Yeah. So like, what should the penalty for Drew and Jeremy be? Like, where they actively were not helping. someone
Yes,
to get the
because she
elevator.
called. She said, "Will
Yeah,
you hold
yeah.
it?"
She was
please.
like, hey,
She
hold
She
on,
said,
hold
"Will
on."
you
Yeah.
hold it?" Okay.
Which is two separate crimes because I showed indifference and you showed actually just fully not doing
Actively
Yeah.
going against what you ask.
it.
Right.
I think you should have to the next time you come into your house. Obviously, you have to take the stairs. Your elevator privileges are revoked.
Revoked.
But I think the stairs have to be the escalator going down. Like you have to go up the escalator going down.
That just seems dangerous.
Yeah.
Except-
Let's
try a
not
little
play
hard.
with people's
You're
lives here.
going against escalator?
Like, have you ever tried to do that before?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
go up?
That's dangerous.
That's dangerous.
That's dangerous.
All right, maybe I'm a little too hard and fast. Maybe I'm a little too.
But I do
Stop and
like
frisk.
elevator privileges being revoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, wiped out.
Or
And
maybe the elevator will go slower. But that would also trap the person who got on.
More social anxiety, more
Oh,
conversation.
if they don't make it, the elevator's just going to go really slowly.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. They get inconvenienced for inconveniencing you. Also, you get
But you
inconvenienced
get
even more.
because it takes the elevator longer to come back to you.
Yeah. I think the collateral damage is worth it. To
You
teach
think so?
society a lesson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. I could close the case on that.
Should we close the case on that?
You got any plugs?
Oh.
Do you?
Well, I'm on an improv team called Girls Night.
Yeah. We Wednesdays.
Yeah, yeah.
Every other week.
Yeah, and we perform
Uh-huh.
improv.
It's best.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And you're at
It's cool.
Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, we're doing this weekend. We're
It probably won't be out by then.
yeah. we're doing
Yeah, within a month.
we're doing the March Improv Los Angeles Festival, and we also have a show Monday, April 28th at
Okay.
Groundlings.
And Groundlings,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go see Girls Night, Groundlings.
Go see Girls Night wherever you see. Go follow them on Instagram
Mhm.
as well. Yeah, it's
Jasmine.
perfect. That's how you'll know about future things. Should we close the case on this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh.
All right, elevator privileges revoked.
Wow,
Nice.
that feels powerful.
Isn't it nice?
This is Premeditated.